Hey y'all, what's going on for today? So, I know the last couple of episodes we were discussing and understanding the Concept 2 rower. We got more episodes of that coming back up, you guys. But one thing I wanted to discuss for today is kind of an issue that I've been having with myself that I noticed, and at the same time, I heard a statistic that kind of went hand in hand with this. So, I've been noticing lately, we've been ultra busy. We've got a ton of things going on at the gym, outside the gym. We got our fuel program, we got our muscle program going full force. We got things going on at the gym, business-wise, business operations, classes, all kinds of things going on. And I noticed the other day while I was here working out in our garage that in between my sets, I had my phone next to me, and it was on our music station I was listening to in the midst of it. But in between my sets, I go over, check my phone, check to see if any emails came through, check to see if any text messages came through, and my mind was just wandering. You know, it was going all over the place where I wasn't really focused on the task at which I was doing inside our gym. You know, it was one thing where I wasn't giving 100%. You know, I was my performance really wasn't up to where it should have been out that day, and a lot of it because this just wasn't focused, you know. And the part that I heard the other day, as far as the statistic goes, is the average person has between 6 to 8 seconds of attention span. You know, 6 to 8 seconds, all of a sudden your attention span is going to go somewhere else. You know, which is, when you think about it, that's the blink of an eye that goes by really quick. You know, you think of how often when you're driving, the conversations that you're in, the tasks that you do day in and day out. You know, how often do those things last longer than 6 to 8 seconds? I guarantee pretty much all of them do. You know, but all of a sudden our mind starts wandering all over the place. And so for me, I noticed that was becoming a nuisance, and it was really, I had to literally in the midst of it, as I was checking my phone, be like, what are you doing? Why are you doing this? Be present in the moment. Be present in what you're doing this. You're working towards a goal that you're trying to achieve. Be present and give 100% in which you're allowing to do. You know, it may be you may have 20 minutes to work on this, but be present for those 20 minutes and give 100% of your time and mindfulness to that time frame in which you're working on. You know, and I think that plays into a lot of things we do on a day-to-day basis. You know, when you're in conversations, I know oftentimes for myself, you know, I'll have a conversation with my wife, and for those married folks out there, you might be able to relate with this one of, you know, she's talking to me, she's doing other things, she's in the kitchen, I'm in the living room, and all of a sudden she'll turn around and ask, like, are you listening to me? Are you talking to me? What are you doing? You know, and a lot of times we get so wrapped up in the side of trying to think about our next input or next sentence in which we're going to say, as opposed to listening and actually taking in the information and giving something back that's going to be meaningful, or even just listening. You know, sometimes she just wants to just say something and for me to just listen to it. But at the same time, if I'm not being present in that, it's not fair to her, and it's not fair to the other people that we talk to along those lines. Same thing goes for your job or any of those along those lines. If you have a task at work, allow yourself to be present and be in that task. For it may be the smallest task ever. It may be cleaning off your desk. It may be cleaning something. It may be, you know, just filing a piece of paperwork, whatever that may be. But allow yourself to be as present into that task as you can. Give 100% into it. You know, when it comes to fitness, when it comes to those kind of things, you may have a crazy day at the office. You may have things going on with the family. You may have things going on with the house, other things. But allow yourself to have that time for you and be present and dedicate 100% of your effort to the task that you're working on. You know, we talk often about consistency and being dedicated and all those type of things, but oftentimes, you guys, it isn't the amount of work that you do or the volume or whatever way you want to do it. It's the amount of effort you put into it. You know, and if we can take the mindset of being present, being in the moment, and giving 100%, I guarantee we can all see better results in our relationships, in our fitness, in our jobs, in our life, on just a full realm. You know, and when it comes to meditating and mindfulness and those kind of things, oftentimes they talk about when you first start off and you're first just understanding how to breathe, your mind's going to drift. Your mind's going to go elsewhere. But it's the practice of bringing yourself back into the breath and being present that all of a sudden it creates that habit, and it makes it a lot easier. So my challenge to myself and for everyone else out there is, if you start to feel yourself, all of a sudden you're in a task, you're in whatever obligation you're in at that moment, be present. Give 100% of your dedication to that task or whatever you're doing, and you will see what the results are. You know, if all of a sudden you start to drift, acknowledge it. You know, acknowledge where your mind is going and bring it back. You know, that's where that change starts to occur, is when all of a sudden we acknowledge the things that we normally do, and then all of a sudden we can change it and bring it back to the things that we want to achieve. So that's what we got for today, you guys, is being present, be mindful, give 100%, be consistent, dedicated, and you will accomplish what you need to accomplish. So that's what we got for you guys today. We got more rowing stuff for you guys later. Have a good day. Talk to y'all later.